Today we're going to talk about status codes in inventory. In order to get to the status codes form to add, delete, or create and modify status codes, go to Inventory, Setup, Items, Status Codes, and open the form. This is a blank form. We can open up existing status codes by clicking the flashlight icon. Here we can see all the different status codes that have been set up in this instance. There are two status codes that come seated with Oracle applications, one being active and the other inactive. If we look at the active status code, we see that all of the values are checked and all of the item attribute status enabled attributes are available. So what does this really mean? Well, if an item is active, that means all of these item attributes are checked as default control, which means whatever they're set as is what's available for that particular item. And you will notice all of these item attributes are attributes that have teeth, that control transactions, control whether or not an item is allowed to be put onto a BOM, whether it's allowed to be ordered, whether it's allowed to be invoiced, whether it's allowed to be purchased, stockable, transactable. Those are all very important item attributes, attributes that really control an item's access. If we go and look at the inactive one, where all functions are disabled, all of these values are blank, which basically means that we can't do anything with this item. We can't put it on a BOM, we can't order it, we can't invoice it, purchase it, stock it, or transact it. Again, those are very critical item attributes that control how we can work with that item. Now, those are the two extremes of an item status. You can have item statuses that have different levels of control based on the combination of these attributes. For instance, if we go into this instance and look at the concept phase, we see that it's allowed to be put on a BOM, but it can't do anything else. But it does allow an engineer to place it into a bill of material. If we look at the design phase, we can see that it is now stockable and transactable. So prototypes can be placed into stock, they can be transacted and put onto a bill of material. They still can't be purchased and they still can't be ordered. We go to the next phase and go to engineering item. We see that it is now purchasable. So again, this allows for engineers to work with a particular item, but no one else. There are other item statuses. You can have obsolete item status, which is the tail end of the life cycle of an item. It may still be allowed to be on a BOM, may still be stockable and transactable, but you don't want it ordered anymore, or you don't want it built in WIP anymore. Again, it's an obsolete item, you're trying to phase it out. So this is its step prior to possibly going inactive. So those are how you would use that's how you would set up your different item statuses. And just to cover the detail of where you would use this, if you go into your item organization, or organization item rather, and query up an item. Now let's get an item that is actually there. Here is where the item status is used in the organization item form, and this determines how that item works within your system. In this case, we see that this item is active. So that concludes item statuses.